Thank you for tuning in to the first episode of BalkTalk podcast. My first guest is one of my best friends in baseball and in life. Currently attending CSU Monterey Bay, I consider this kid the greatest backup second baseman in college baseball, Devin Orr. You can find him on Instagram at Devin_Orr4 or in any Modern Warfare lobby trying to catch some pedos, and we'll get into that later. Thank you guys for tuning in. All right.
So are we keeping it PG or what? What am I allowed to say? What am I not allowed to
Yes,
say?
I want it to ideally be PG because it's going to be
Okay.
for obviously put this on
Yeah.
Facebook or whatever. Your parents are going to want to see
Yeah,
it or
exactly.
hear what you got to say. See if you're talking shit behind them, but
I don't got
you
many
could
F
say
words.
you can say
Like
cuss words.
shit, damn, yeah, that's fine.
Just
Yeah, I got you.
no derogatory stuff. Keep it clean. All right.
No COD lobby.
Yeah, no cod lobby. All right.
Yeah.
So first thing I want to start off is who are you today? So like, what do you want? What would you tell people? How do you want them to see you?
Probably more of a business side. I mean, my baseball career is basically done. Um, I don't know if I'm going back yet 100%. So now I'm mainly focusing on my business career.
Okay.
So that's probably what I'm more focused to and how I want other people to look at me as.
Okay. And what exactly is your field?
Information systems, so the complete opposite of athletic, just all nerdy stuff. But yeah, I think that's what I really want to go into, and that's where I want to find something.
Okay. Okay. So now I want to know who you were before you met me. So, and I want to
So what,
know,
10 years old?
yes.
Little
So
10-year-old Devin?
yeah, I want you to tell me your first impression of me as well, because my first impression of you
Oh
was just
no.
this scrawny
I was
little
sick.
second baseman, 4 foot
This guy
nothing,
rakes. This guy rakes.
4 foot nothing, little left-handed slap hitter.
Because you were what, on the Dodgers, right?
Yes,
In the Little League?
yes,
Woodford Little League, if we gotta be precise here. A lot of people don't know what we're talking about.
yeah. And you
I
were
think
on
my
the
first
Giants, correct?
the team was awful, like the real Giants were back then, but yeah. I think my first impression was like, this guy throws hard, and he's like this, like I don't want to face this guy. Screw that.
Do you
Yeah.
remember what happened the first couple times you faced me?
All I remember was an all-star practice. I got beamed,
Yep.
and I was mad. And I was told like, "Yo, take your base. Like it's just practice." Like, no, I want to hit, and it got struck out next pitch. I think that's basically like how every single at bat against you happened. Something BS would happen, and then you strike out. But no, I mean, I didn't really know you before All Stars. I knew like Hank and all of them,
Okay.
so I really, yeah. I mean, first impression was kind of like just All Star team. This is a baseball player.
Yeah. And I'll be completely honest. Even when we later picked you up on the beast, and we'll talk about that later, my dad asked for my opinion on you, and I was like, "Who are you talking about?"
Exactly. I'm like, what?
That was
The
just
guy with the
more,
Triton?
yeah, that was more, you know, at that age, I still wasn't really talking to a lot of people, so like I was just
Hmm.
doing my own thing. You were too, but anyways, so back to the beginning, where were you born, where were you raised, and so on. A little bit about your family, a little bit about yourself growing up.
Okay. Born and raised in Roseville, California. Been here basically most of my whole life. Um, all I remember was basically playing baseball my whole life. I just remember little league practice, and then from little league practice was like soccer practice. Just rec wasn't that good.
Hmm.
Um, I do remember going a lot to Tahoe in the snow, um, boating at my grandpa's, like skiing with water skiing with the neighbors, like tubing, all that stuff. We're actually like really big in the church when I was younger too. So
Okay.
we'd always go like every Sunday. We'd
Was
have
that you?
like Bible.
Was that your immediate family, or was that like your with your grandparents?
Neighbors,
Okay, okay.
neighbors and stuff. We'd have like Bible studies around, and I think that's probably the biggest change that happened once like I mean, I don't know if we'll get into it later, but once the whole travel ball thing started, like you can't go to church on Sundays because you better be winning on Sundays.
Yeah.
Um, and then when you're not going to church, you're not really being with the same Bible study. So I think it's probably the biggest difference between before and after we met.
Okay. Yeah, because I'll be completely honest, I didn't even know that about you. You know,
Yeah,
on
I
my
mean, I was really young.
yeah, on my end of the spectrum, we we would go to church. I was probably about 5 years old, and then after
Mhm.
that, after yeah, it just kind of faded out. Just never
Exactly.
really got into it again. And then on the other hand, Angel is a saint and does missions and stuff like that. So, uh, but yes, definitely couldn't even do that if I wanted to because of baseball. So
Yeah,
definitely
exactly.
a reason, respectable reason, I guess. Um, would you say that you're still pretty like religious though, like within yourself?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think I do, and I think kind of not being able to go to church all the time. I mean, I don't want to get to a religious channel right now,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you get your own little ideas about your faith and stuff like that. And I think it was actually very beneficial to me to not be forced into like a single church my whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, what would you say as of right now? What I will save that for later. Let's go into when we did meet. Okay, so we met in
Mm-hmm.
Wood Creek Little League All Stars. Okay, we did
Best
play.
11-year-old team. Yep.
Yeah, yep. 11 and 12, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. And I was a year older than you, or a grade older than you, but we were the
Yeah.
same year.
I was the younger school side of the whole little league stuff.
Yeah. So through all that, we go through All Stars, get upset.
Oh my
Do
goodness.
you want to talk about that? You want to
For
reminisce
what?
about
What
that?
exactly? Oh, the All Stars?
Lakeside,
11? Oh
losing the
my goodness.
Lakeside.
So we got to start from 11U though.
Okay. I
So
don't really remember much out of 11U, but you could take that
I have
over.
a decent. I have a
Okay.
decent. So it's 11-year All Stars. Ricky, were you in the 10-year All Star team? Were you into that whole group?
No, so I didn't start Little League until the 11, 12-year old. Those two
Mm-hmm.
years, I actually played Pony because at the time my dad thought that that was a more competitive league because it was
Yeah.
MLB rules leading off and like picking off pass balls you could steal and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. Um, and so the only reason we went to Little League was because I went to Cooperstown my 10-year-old year and we loved that experience. So
Yeah.
he saw his opportunity to potentially go to the Little League World Series.
Okay, so we're kind of in the same boat going into like 11-year All Stars. This was our first rodeo.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't really friends with all those kids. We didn't know all the rivalries at that age, and I guess Lakeside was just this team to beat. Like
Yeah.
they're always really good. They're always better. 11 All Stars. I just remember spanking them.
Yep.
And then I hear like the only thing was like, oh, like Mitch Hart didn't pitch, so they got lucky. I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. Like
Yeah.
their team wasn't that good. We spanked them.
Let me fill you that. I
Go
don't
ahead.
even
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but Mitch Hart. We took Mitch Hart, and like my family, like my aunt, paid for his flight and for him to go to Cooperstown with us.
I didn't know you guys were that close.
Yeah. So then
That's wild.
after All Stars, like when we I moved, went to different high schools and stuff. I didn't really talk to them that much after.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
But before, yeah.
So like because he also played Pony until his
Yeah.
11-year-old. So that was the reason why. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then we spanked them that year. And then going into 12-year, like I think we both kind of understood more of like our surroundings. We understood
Mm-hmm.
like the teams to beat and stuff like that. All I remember was the first game we played was Josh Cooper, PO High School, just absolutely raked, like 3 for 4 with a jack or something stupid like that. Ended up losing that game. And then for the championship game, it was probably the greatest pitching performance of a little league player ever. He had to have at least like 12 strikeouts.
Yes.
At
And we're
least.
talking about Mitch Hart again. to clarify that.
Mitch Hart still, yeah. This guy had at least 12 strikeouts. Me and Ricky weren't the best hitters on the team
Nope.
by a long shot.
And to
We had dudes-
clarify, I do believe that we were each other's substitutes.
No, I was with Daredevil's substitute.
Okay. So I would interchange at second, short, and third with whoever wasn't pitching, and then it would like alternate like every 2 games. Whoever was pitching.
We weren't starters though. Yeah, we weren't like the dudes on the team, which is probably the best way to classify it.
We were scrubs.
I remember. So, it was like the 5th inning or something like that. I remember.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it was. I don't know the order. Did he hit before or after Brennan? After the beam.
It's got to be after. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no. I think that game, I was batting 7th, so it's probably after him.
Okay, so then Brendan Speezy got beamed to start the inning. After that, I remember hitting it was like a rocket.
Right between shortstop's legs.
Yes. Right between the legs, and then being first and second. Like, oh, it's like our chance. I'm up, 9-hitter, hot. I get like fisted.
Yep.
Like a bloop over the infield. Brennan has no idea how to base run, so he's just running off the bat. It's not 2 outs. I know that for a fact. Ends up scoring on a little bloop hit. It's 1-0. We're all pumped. I remember my dad was substitute coaching because one of the coach flaked.
Yep, I do remember that.
And the whole thing's like, okay, Mitch Hart's like their best hitter. Let's not throw to him when he gets up. Okay, cool. It's like first and second, like a bad inning. Mitch Hart comes up.
And I do remember time being called, going to the mound.
Yep, my dad goes to the mound. He told me this later. He's like, okay, hey, don't throw it anywhere near it. Like, I'd rather have you walk him. Don't throw it anywhere near it. You hear Chris's head go, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
The most hanging knuckleball I've ever seen pitched. This ball hit like the cars in the parking lot. Absolutely ridiculous. Their fans are going crazy. We're mad. Chris is crying, I'm pretty sure. It was ridiculous. Ended up winning. They won 3-1.
Yeah.
On the pitching performance and just an absolute nuke
and
by a 12-year-old.
That's how our Little League careers ended.
Our claim to fame is they made it to
they lost to Chula
San
Vista.
Bernardino.
Yep, they lost to Chula Vista, who ended up winning the whole thing.
So we would have won the whole thing if we won that game. That's all I know.
Or we would have lost to Chula Vista.
Probably would have lost to Chula Vista. I mean, that team was gross.
Yeah.
Like I was like 15.
So, okay, after that, how many months do you think it was? Had it been 3 months after that? When you
I played 11U after 11U.
Oh, okay.
And that's another story too. That game was hilarious too.
No. I'm saying after 12-year-olds. When did you join?
I joined 11U.
Okay. So you did join 11. And oh yeah, because I remember also your 12-year-old year. You got hit by a bat.
I was 13.
Oh, that was
my
13?
first and only year of juniors.
We don't need to talk about that. Anyways, you got hit in the eye, split your eyebrow open.
Never did Little League again.
In a batting cage. Long story.
Not my fault. Not my fault.
Okay, so moving on to the Beast, or Capital Edge Beast. Do you remember Do you remember how that all fell apart? Do you know the real story of why the team split?
Me and Josh were raked, and they just couldn't handle it.
Yeah. So what happened was, my dad was the assistant coach on this Capital Edge Beast team. We brought in Devin. At the time, you were just playing second base for us, right?
Yeah.
We had some political things going on, and the previous second basemen, their parents were like the managers, the financial managers of the team. And you came in and swooped up the starting position.
I was going stupid.
Yep.
To be fair,
And Josh came in and took the starting first baseman position. And at the time when we first picked him up, he was probably the best pitcher.
probably the best player at 14.
Yes. And long story short, people weren't happy and they went to the head coaches and my dad. They said, we want you to get rid of Devin. They didn't care about Josh. They just wanted you
Josh
gone.
raked.
Yeah, they just
I
wanted you
know.
gone. And since my dad brought you in, he said, I can't do that. I'm not gonna turn my back on someone just because you guys are being petty, being a little on the immature side for some 40-year-old adults. And so we ended up splitting. We took you, Josh. I think that's when we first picked up the Spezias again.
We got Owen.
Got Owen, and I think at the beginning we got like Tommy Altram was playing with us, and I want to say actually Peyton Wheatley came with us, even though he was with them from the beginning.
He was with us for a bit.
And their team ended up fading out after a year, the original core, and then our original core stayed together for the next 5 years. From 13 to 18.
Yeah, and I think the next year after the split was the best team we've ever had.
Yep, that's when we picked up the Madrigal brothers. We had Brooks. Yeah, and then that was actually when we started my freshman year. So when I came back from high school, that fall was like the best team because then we got Gums, we got all the guys out of
Elk Grove area.
Bella Vista. That's when Lopez came with us. Frankie came with us. Yeah. So, what would you say is your favorite memory? Because there's a lot, and
there's so many.
But I want to know your favorite Beast memory.
And I could probably go through phases of my favorite memories, and like through each phase.
And it could be on the field or off the field.
I think my favorite on the field memory is that tournament when you jumped over the catcher. Like, it was awesome. Jumps over the catcher at home, everyone celebrating. Like, that was the best thing we ever saw. And then we had another dude try to do it like the next inning.
And it was Andrew Fuentes, the most uncoordinated 6'4", 14, 15-year-old.
And just fell right on top. Yeah. The guy's back of his head.
Yeah.
Just squatted on him.
To paint the picture, I literally hurdled him. Like, track meet hurdled him. Didn't even fall or anything. Just
it was like that video.
Yeah.
The video of the guy jumping over. It was exactly like that.
And so at the time, I'm probably 5'8".
Oh yeah, you're small.
If this was like 15, right?
No, this is like 13.
then I'm like 5'2", and I do this. The kid that tries to do it in the same inning, 2 outs later, is already 6'4", and cannot jump, and he tries to step over the catcher and teabags him. And the umpire, I'm pretty sure the catcher dropped the ball, and the umpire was like, "No, you're still out."
Actually, the umpire's like, you guys can't do that anymore. You guys gotta stop.
Just straight up, yeah. He was like that. Yeah, we're done with that.
So that's one of my favorite on the field memory, and I think my favorite off the field memory had to be our first Vegas trip.
Okay.
We're playing with our swords we run, those plastic swords.
Yeah.
And the first rule of the game was you cannot throw the swords.
I was not included in this.
There's like 6 of us. Were you weren't in this?
No, it wasn't. I joined after all the blood. So
after. Okay.
Yeah, continue the story.
So there's only like 5 or 6 of us, and we won these plastic the cheap toys you win from like the arcades. So then we go up to the room. It's like just 6 of us. We're all like, okay, let's play. I think 300 just came out, so we were like, okay, let's play like we're at 300. And like the one rule is like, okay, you can't just throw anything. So we're all playing, like having fun. One dude gets like backed in the corner and just chucks his little sword, nails Josh Savea in the nose, right where the plastic part gets hard. He goes down. I thought he died. He went down so hard. I'm like, I think Josh just died. Falls on the ground, holding his nose. Like, dude, like, get up. Like, there's no way he hurt that bad. Blood everywhere. And my dad ended up coming in, asked if someone got literally killed in there. Blood is everywhere on the ground. It's still, I think he broke his nose. Like, it looked like it broke his nose. Blood's going
Was this
everywhere.
in your room?
Yes, it was. It was also
Okay.
in my hotel room, which was awesome. So it's just a pool of blood. He's like, it looks like he's unconscious. Like, he's just knocked out, not responding to anything. So we like drag him up bleeding. We're 14, right? Get him up. He's bleeding everywhere. Get him to the sink. Blood everywhere. Keeps going. I think it was bleeding from both nostrils. Like, it wasn't just a bad one nostril, a two nostril type thing. Blood going everywhere. We're using all our towels. I don't know when did you walk into the room?
No, I didn't see it. I saw the cut, and I just remember the reason we went over there is because it was in your room, and at this time your dad and my dad are coaching. And
Yes.
so he tells my dad, and the only reason he tells my dad is because he's like, this is our best fucking player, and he is supposed to start tomorrow. You need to come over here because his parents don't know yet.
Dude, like, he was being a wuss.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
yes.
I don't know why I was bleeding that much, but he was being a wuss. But it was hilarious. The way he dropped down was like he got shot 6 times. The way he dropped down.
Yeah.
And if you told him, if someone saw it, said, you know, he got hit by a plastic toy, they'd probably say, no, you're lying.
Okay. You want to hear mine?
Go. What was your? What's
Yeah.
better than the bloody nose?
Goofy Goobers.
Stop that.
The Goofy Goobers. Do you want to tell a story? Or you want me to?
You go ahead.
Okay. So, I don't even know how old we are. It's got to be.
You're like, actually, like 13, 14.
It's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be. I would say it's 14 because it's definitely on the Beast. So after the split. So, to this day, Devin and I are avid video game players.
Avid. Is it a nice way to put it?
Yeah. Okay. And I blame my inability to fall asleep before 2 a.m. because of days like these. So I would probably say every other tournament. We played 3 to 4 weekends a month, all year round, and so every other weekend or so, I would spend a night at your house, and we played 2 or 3 games on Saturday.
Oh yeah,
probably 2 games for seeding. And usually the days that I spent the night were the days where we had morning games on Saturday. So we can spend the rest of the day together on Saturday and then stay
hopefully
up.
sleep in, yeah,
and then if we did win there. Anyways, we go 1-1. And we get
bad. I think it was a bad 1-1 too.
Yeah, and it was a bad one. So we got screwed on Sunday seeding. Where we got the 8 a.m. game. And that means we got to be there at 7 a.m.
We're waking up at 6 at least.
And our 13-year-old logic was, we got to be there at 7 a.m. The field's like 30 minutes away. I mean, we only got to wake up like 5 minutes before we leave. Who knows if we're going to have a sock in our bag or something missing. We don't care.
Now we grinded.
So we're in game 1 on Saturday, and we're already plotting what's happening the rest of the night.
We're already figuring out the zombie trains because I think we're playing World War Zombies.
We're thinking, all right, 7-game World Series in Mario Superstar Baseball. That's the first thing. We finished that. That's a cakewalk. I probably smoked you. That's usually how it goes.
No, shy guys smoked you.
So, anyways, we get through that. It's probably 6 p.m. at this point. We probably haven't. Lori probably hooked it up with some pizza for us.
Oh,
You know,
100%.
we're living life. Next thing we're like, ooh, what are we gonna do the rest of the day? All right, nobody can hang out. None of your friends can hang out. So we're like, all right, we resort in Wii Sports tournament. We're playing every single possible game, and whoever wins the most events wins.
We had an Olympics. We had a We Resort Olympics.
That took probably 3 hours.
That took a long time.
now we're in prime time. 13-year-old sleepover hours, and we're
Game
at
sesh.
9 p.m. So we're getting kicked out of the living room at this point because we're being too loud.
There's no way we didn't have like a Mountain Dew either. I guarantee we had a Mountain Dew or two.
Or 3, probably 3.
Code Red.
Yeah. So we go into your room where the Xbox is, and we got split screen zombies pulling up. We could have been, but we probably played some Halo before. We probably played some Left 4 Dead or something at those days.
But
anyways,
Kino was where it was at.
Yeah, Black Ops 1. It had to have been by ourselves, right? It was just us.
It was 100% by ourselves. We were split screen. There's no way we played online with Scrub.
So we started a game, and yes, we were good. So we're probably in close to between round 25 and 30 at this point. So it's already like midnight. This one game takes us about 3 hours.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half into the round 30.
Yes. Because, once you get to round 25, each round after that is going to take you about 30 minutes.
Yeah, so we were deep. We were invested. We were really invested.
So, or let's just say it's round 20, and it's midnight.
Yeah.
And Terry comes in and is like, "Yo, we gotta wake up at like 6, because we're leaving here at like 6:20. You guys gotta get to fill that 7. Like, you guys need to get your ass to bed." And we got
shoot out. We got shoot out.
Yeah. So we're like, "All right, Terry, like, it's good. Like, I know you're his dad. I know you're my coach, but it's good. Like, we know what we're doing. We'll be in bed in about like 30 minutes, like whenever we die." Back of our heads, we were like, "Bruh, we are not going to bed until this game ends." Next thing you know, 10 rounds later and 3 hours later, it's 3 a.m. and we're still playing the same freaking game. And I don't remember. We had to clutch something out. We had to hit the teleporter, ran a perfect train while one of us is down.
Crazy.
Yeah, we did something crazy. Hiccup. And we just go wild. We go wild. And we're like, "Let's go." And we're screaming, and we're just no care in the world, not thinking about anything. We don't know what time it is. We're not looking at our phones. And your dad came in. He might have kicked the door open with how fast.
Was mad. We heard it. No, he was so mad.
He was. Yeah, we heard him stomping. He slammed the door open, and he's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing? Turn that shit off and go to bed.
Got a game tomorrow.
You guys got a game tomorrow. Aren't you pitching the first game?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, so he just leaves the door open. He doesn't even close it, and we're like,
"No,
we're like, "Oh shit!" Like, we probably we got to turn it off now. So we turn it off, and we're like getting ready, or like making the bed on the floor, like clearing, putting everything away.
All sad boy.
And like a whole minute or two passes, and this fool Harry comes back in and pops his head, not his full body, just his head, and he's all like, "You goofy goobers." And I'm like, and I was like, I couldn't even like die laughing. I was just like, "I hate you so much." Like, and then we won the tournament. We came out the next day. I did my thing in game 1. I'm pretty sure Dylan had game 2. Josh had game 3. Comeback season. Easy shit.
Easy dubs.
Another day at the office.
The pump up chat at 3 a.m. really got us.
Yeah.
Got us focused.
It really did. So that's my favorite off the field That's gonna be my favorite memory, like with you, and then on the field with the Beast. This one's gonna be a surprise to you. Owen's hit.
Before Dylan chucked the guy.
Yes. Do you remember that? No,
That was hot.
It was Owen's hit that made him.
To knock him in. You're right.
Yeah, to knock him in. Yes.
That is a great one. That is honestly my probably top second.
Your top second?
My top second. My top three.
Do you want to tell that?
I'll do my perspective.
Okay. Well, I'll say I was from the side. I was in the dugout.
From the dugout. Me too. I was in the dugout.
So it's gonna be the same.
We have the same perspective.
Yes.
Yeah, same perspective. Okay. So it's championship game against a pretty good team. Some it was like a program team or whatever, where they charge your parents a bunch of money, all that junk.
Yep.
It's not extras, right? No, it was just straight up the last inning.
Yeah. So the reason we were down what, 7-1, something like that.
Was it?
And we didn't even care because we had won 3 games. That was our 4th game of the day, and the way that we were looking at it is we ran out. We just ran out of pitching. We completely ran out. I think the only one we had left was Joey, and we didn't even have anyone to relieve. So we're just pitching by committee.
Yeah, just throwing them out there. Yeah.
And so that's just to set the setting, set the mood.
Yeah.
We were
Get the setting down
7-1, and we played 7, right? So this had to have been the last inning. Yeah,
it had to be.
Or I think in the 6th inning we put up 2 runs, so it was 7.
We were still down by a decent amount though in the 7th. Though that's all I remember.
Yeah, it was 7-3 going into the 7th, and then we came around, scored 1, and then bases loaded. You take it over.
So it's bases loaded. Our best hitter for the weekend is just this man-child. We're like what, 16 probably?
Yeah, it might be 17.
Dylan's probably benched. Dylan probably could bench like 225 at 16. Yes. That guy was built.
Yes.
Hits an absolute nuke to dead center. And this field has like the way that lights work is where you can't see anything past the fence. It's pitch black.
And so there were portable fences.
Yeah, exactly. It's a turf field, so the portable fences, so everything was kind of messed up. So I mean, this ball was clearly 600 feet to dead center. Clearly just gone, right? Umpires can't see. The center fielder goes, nah, ground rule double. It didn't go over. Umpires can't really argue it. We're mad. Yeah. The guy who hit it's mad. He's cussing out the other team. It's like tensions are high. Like we're getting mad. We're yelling. Like okay, like umpires are call time and all that stuff. Like talk it out. We're still chirping. We're yelling. Owen, who's not the best hitter, but probably the most clutch hitter, squeezed first pitch. It's 2 outs, by the way. We should have lost. It's 2 outs. We thought we tied. We thought we tied the game with the grand slam.
Yes, because it brought it to overtime. Yeah.
Yeah, so we thought we tied the game with the grand slam, so we're losing it. No, it's a ground rule double, so now we're still losing by 2. Anyway, Owen slaps a single first pitch, 2 outs. Doesn't care about anything. Swings first pitch, slaps it. It's a nice base hit to right center. Scores 1 run. Our boy Dylan, not the fastest guy, mind you, hauling around third base. I'm pretty sure he blew the stop sign. I'm fairly certain my dad did not send him.
Yeah.
Goes through. It's a close play. Like it's gonna be. I thought he was gonna be out. Close play. Guy goes to tag him. Late slide by Dylan, not a truck. Blows this dude up. The ball goes all the way to the backstop. Dylan's safe. As he's safe, he's like, you better call the fucking home run next time. Like, oh my gosh, like this is insane. Owen's just standing on second, acting like nothing happened. We're like, I was in shock. I don't know if I even cheered. I was just like, what happened?
Yeah. It was crazy.
The fact that Dylan yelled at the other team and the coach and stuff like that was probably what surprised everyone there.
Yeah.
I remember the coach was arguing because the guy's on the ground. The guy pulled it was like a Buster Posey type truck.
Yeah, he was out of the game after.
He was hit hard. He was hit so hard. The coach was trying to argue that he trucked him. And I think the umpire was too scared to call him out.
Oh, no, yeah.
The umpire didn't want to get him to do that.
Trucking was banned at this point, and he just mowed them. But the thing that he did is he mowed them, and then he, slid after to make it
like a clean.
to
It was
make
a
it
clean,
look
dirty
like he
slide.
was to make it look like he was like in front of the plate, like blocking the plate, but he was clearly like on the left side, went out of his way to destroy this kid, and then kind of like kicked his foot out at the end to slide in. But
And the umpire was too scared to call him out because I think he'd truck him next.
yeah, so
And we ended up winning.
yeah. Again, that's all we did was just win.
All we did was win, no matter what the situation.
So I had a couple cheesy moments as well, just like personal for me, but I didn't really want to go into those just because I'm sure they'll come up in some later episodes.
Yeah, some other stuff.
But there was, to get an idea of how our coaching dynamic was on our tournament team, it was my dad and his dad, and my dad just wanted to be the manager. He didn't want to do no type of play calls or none of that. So all he did was coach first base and pointed to second if he wanted you to
Exactly.
go.
You had no verbal.
Your dad was the field manager. He was the third base coach. He drew up the plays, all that fun stuff.
I mean, our plays were what? Bunt, steal.
Yeah, it was very generic. We were
run.
just too good to have complex, because we had just threw so many players in and out of our team as well. But Terry decides he has to go work across the country one weekend.
Yeah, it's selfish, right? Don't go to your job.
So
your job's here.
The other favorite memory that I have is when my dad said, "I don't want to coach. You two coach." And me and you,
probably the best decision of their lives too.
Or you and I.
You and me.
Yep. Coached the squad, and we didn't win. We did get second place, but
to get us there.
Yeah, my claim to fame was dropping a 2-out or calling a 2-out, 2-strike suicide squeeze to send us to the championship game. And
you already know the hitter was.
And it was Colton. It was Colton Gunter. Was it Gunner? Colton. Yeah, it was Colton Gunner. Owen. That was the thing though. Owen was literally the slowest person on their team, and he was on third base.
Oh, you're right.
And I called time, and with 2 strikes, I called time. Who does that? First of all, there's 2 outs.
Yeah, get a feel, coach. Have some feel.
But Gunner was literally the greatest bunter.
Oh my gosh.
Like for that had been 16, 17-year-old. Yeah.
At least 16. Yeah. I think it was 16.
Yeah, we were 16 or 17. And it's really hard to get good players to willingly bunt at that age.
Yeah,
and he just loved bunting because of how fast he was. Like 2 strikes, 2 outs to send us to the ship? Are you kidding me?
There's no way the coach was like, no, they're not talking about anything, right? He's a kid. He's a player coach. There's no way he's gonna do anything special here.
And then I'm pretty sure Terry came back for the championship game.
100%. That's why we lost.
Yeah, and that's why we lost.
We grinded to the ship.
But he had to coach because I had to pitch. That's the reason why.
Yeah, we should have won. I mean, if we got a player coach and pitch at the same time, we probably would have won. But no, that was insane. I remember that.
Yeah.
I just remember how absurd it was.
So, I want to know, what is your favorite memory with me? And the one that I have on here, I won't go through the stories, but just a general topic. You can use it and you could tell the story. But the Goofy Goober one that we just told, and going to Snow Globe with everyone.
Which one? I like both times.
I like both. Really, there were 2 different group of people.
Exactly.
2 different atmospheres. First year was really chill. Second year was more. Well, the first year was really chill because it was like I brought different groups, so everyone had their friends to hang out with and didn't feel forced to hang out with other people. The second year, it was more of like kind of like a family dynamic. I
I
felt
thought so.
like
Yeah.
as a cozier
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
cabin, and then Katie and her margarita mix,
Oh my goodness, dude. She doesn't
killing,
even drink too. That's probably why it was so bad.
literally killing everybody. But yeah, what do you got? It could be same thing, baseball related, non-baseball related. I don't have a favorite memory with you on the field. I guess I could say,
I can't think of any. All the baseball stuff kind of flew by. Not gonna
yeah.
lie to you.
If there's
Um,
one baseball for me, I think it would just be a more sentimental thing. The very last game that we played
yeah.
uh, together, it was you, me, then Dylan, 1, 2, 3 in the lineup, and 1, 2, 3 in the position. They had you catching me because they didn't have a catcher. Um, and we won that our last tournament ever. We won that, but that was just like really cool that they had you, me, and Dylan, and we were the only 3 people to play the first game of Beast together and the last game.
Yeah. That was really special. I think every game I caught you was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I have my favorite baseball one of you. Um, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. We played at that random softball field in Folsom. We're playing Isaiah Garcia's team.
Dude, I did not know where you were going with that. Oh yeah. I'm sure that's a lot of people's favorite memory of me.
That's probably the funniest thing. I don't know why it just popped in my head. I won't go too far right now. We'll say that one for another time.
No, you share it. Go share it. Yeah, go
Fine.
ahead. Because I want to have Clayton on this, and I want to hear his point of view because he's got a lot of explaining to do. He's got to this day he has a lot of explaining.
I'm catching. I'm catching Owen.
Okay.
On the lefty, I call backdoor slider. It's a pretty good slider. Can spot up. Backdoor slider. Wasn't backdoor. Um, down the middle. This dude nukes it. Pimp job and everything. I'm like, wow, that ball is hit very, very far. That ball's off the bat. Guy bat flipped. Like, this ball's way gone. I see Ricky still running for it. I'm like, okay, maybe he's gonna, like, I don't know, pretend to rob it. I don't know what he's trying to do. Nails the fence full speed. Just gets pancaked against the wall. Everyone's like, what was he doing? That ball was like 400 feet. It's at night, so I'll give him that. That's for his excuse. It's nighttime. Well, this ball's crushed. Nails the fence. His tooth comes out. Teeth, I'm pretty sure, not just
No,
tooth.
this one. This one.
Just one.
Still fake. Still
Tooth
there.
flies out. I remember your dad trying to go looking for it.
Never to be found.
Well, my dad's point was like, they can't just put it back in. Like, that guy, that's gone. That guy's gone. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do. And everyone, I was like, oh, that was not a good pitch, but that was pretty hit pretty far. So yeah, what was Ricky doing? Everyone was saying, what was Ricky doing? Chasing that ball. It was admirable. I'll give you that. I respect it, but I don't respect nailing the fence.
Yeah. I think the most surprising thing out of that whole scenario is that I didn't damage anything in my knee because my kneecap went through the square of the cage link fence and came back like through, and I had a perfect like cut around my kneecap.
You were messed up.
Yeah, I was.
Your
Yeah.
face was messed up. Your knee was messed up.
Do you remember what happened? Do you remember what happened the next day?
No, I don't remember.
I started against them in the first game with a mouth guard in because the dentist was closed, so I had to wait like 3 days to go there. I put a knee brace on, like the ace knee brace on. I think we lost, but we were expected to lose because we didn't have a good team that weekend. But
No, I mean,
so my point of view of that, and which I tell, it's the same story every single time. I played. This was 16 or 17-year-old. So from 16 to 18, I moved to the outfield full time, like pretty much full time to the outfield. I'd catch here and there if we needed me to, but full time to the outfield, and then obviously pitching. And I played the whole game, the first game, in left field. And we played at, this was the first tournament that we ever played, like that was a local tournament that was at different fields.
Yeah, there's 2 different fields. Yeah.
So the first field that we played at had their left field line was like 360, which was absurd for a high school like field.
Wasn't it Folsom?
It was.
Or was it Eldorado?
It was one of them. It was either Folsom or the other school that's in Folsom. I can't think of the name.
Yeah, Eldorado. Eldorado Hills.
No, the other one, the purple one.
Oh, Vista or something like that.
Yeah, Vista Del Lago.
There you go. There you go.
And the second field that we played at, I started the game on the mound. I threw 3 innings. In the first inning, I went back to left field, or sorry, the 4th inning. So the first inning, I went to the outfield. That ball was hit, and it was the second, I don't know, the second batter of the inning.
So you're telling me I called a backdoor slider on the second hitter?
Well, was it Isaiah Garcia? They're the best fucking hitter out of Sacramento region outside of Nick Madrigal.
I gotta let Owen get warmed up first, though. That's all. Didn't know that. I thought Owen. That's on me.
So anyway,
it was nighttime. It was like an old softball field. So
yeah.
I'll give you that. Like.
Anyways, I scanned the inning starts, and as a very good outfielder, I was like, "Hey, let me scan my surroundings," and it's completely like a black, like, cage link fence. The whole background is trees, so it's completely pitch black. And I literally looked to my center fielder, and at the time, my best friend, Clayton Zamora, I look at him and I said, "Hey, I can't see the fence that well. I'm going to need a fence call." And he was like, yeah. I got you, bro. I got you, brother. And that ball was hit. And in my head, I had 60 more feet to work with, because this field was 300 feet all around. In the last field we played at, I had 60 more feet to work with, because realistically, if we were at the other field, that ball was like that was probably a 300. It was like 350 feet. That ball was hit, but it seemed like it was hit 500 feet because we were playing on a adult softball league field. And so I turned on the burners, and there was no doubt in my mind that I was catching that ball, and then that fence stopped me. And not only did I hit that fence, I hit the pole that supports the fence. And
so Clayton has a lot of playing to do.
Oh yeah. I'll get him on here, and that guy's got an interesting story about his life as well. So
that's gonna be a fun one.
Gonna be a fun one. But moving past that, I
think off the field, it's so many. I'll just list some off.
Mm-hmm.
Probably when the first time I spent the night and we were playing Monopoly because your sister got mad at us, and then your demon cat ruined my side of the board, and I just went to bed.
Yep, it was you and Bradley. Do you remember what happened after that?
I went to bed.
Do you remember what you went to bed in?
Yeah, a sleep bag that I was getting bit by. I was getting bit through.
So this is probably the first to your knowledge, but you were so mad that you went to bed, and Bradley and I, we just couldn't go to bed, and we were just plotting, like, what can we do to just fucking prank this kid? And we're like, we're 12. Yeah, we're 12. We put the cat in your sleeping bag and woke you up in the middle of the night because she was scratching you.
Dude, that cat was that best. I hated that
Oh
cat.
no, that cat was horrible. I felt really bad because it got so bad to the point that she had to give it back to the shelter because she couldn't control it anymore. And
It was
I don't even think we had it for 6 months.
it was like 2 a.m., dude.
Yeah.
Like he was just running around.
Running around belly flops on the Monopoly board that we put two
Only my
hours
side.
in.
Only my side. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not dealing. I'm not picking up my house.
uh,
Up my cash.
what else you got before we move on to the next part?
Okay, I think I agree with both. Snow globes. Um, Six Flags was fun. When
Oh,
I
I don't even
there's
remember that.
four of them. I remember having a mini heart attack. Like four monsters.
I don't even remember going to Six Flags.
I just remember because I had four monsters, and that was like the legal limit to have as a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, I know
Uh,
we did because I'm pretty sure it was with my dad.
yep, that was
Yeah,
if you're.
yeah.
And then I think I really enjoy Black Friday shopping. I think it's really cool.
I was gonna say that the the first one or the second one. I think it was the first one that we did, and we played Rocket League in
Oh my god.
um the Best Buy.
Oh yeah, we were
Yeah,
grinding.
that was funny. All right. So now we're gonna go on to more of a serious topic.
Hmm.
What would on the baseball side of things? Obviously, you've learned a lot outside of baseball, and your
Hmm.
parents are uh I'd say they raised you like really well. You're a well raised kid. But what life lessons have you learned from baseball? And before, I'm not gonna get into like a whole story on my end, but a big one for me would probably say there's two, but the biggest one would probably say just like patience in
Hmm.
general, like patience with yourself, patient with other people, patience with the game, understanding, that side of thing, that like just the overall concept of being a patient person.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go any deeper than that on my end, but I want to hear a couple of things that you can pull away from that.
I think I'm just gonna say two, but I think they kind of go together. It's probably like, I mean, ever since we were young, we were kind of always involved in like the political side of baseball. Like we always got screwed because like we weren't in the certain like clubs, or we didn't play on the certain travel team that was like the all-star team or whatever.
Yep.
So we're always kind of been, I think we always got kind of screwed for all that stuff. And I think it's easy to say like, because like you're not good enough, or like stuff. It's easy to say like, oh, it's like your fault, especially when you're a kid. Like you don't know. You just
Yeah.
think, oh, you're not that good and stuff like that. And then I had it a bit in high school too, because I went to basically the rival high school of my little league,
Hmm.
whatever, because of the leagues. So I wasn't in, again. I was in the same thing like that little league. Like I wasn't in the same core group or those travel teams and stuff like that. So I felt like, I mean, again, the political nature came. Even in travel ball, the whole political nature came, like you said in the beginning, like that whole stuff. And then and then college I got it too. And I think it was my junior year, because I mean, you've dealt with this stuff too. I mean, even more so because now yours is an actual business side of it.
Hmm.
And I think the most important thing I take away is like kind of know your own worth. I remember, I think it was my junior year. I wasn't playing too much. Um,
And this is
uh,
in high school or
college,
college? College.
college,
Okay.
sorry. Wasn't playing much. Um, believed stuff was like political and stuff because you deal with the whole time. And I think it's important to know that basically everything you do is basically in a political nature, no matter
Yeah.
business or whatever. I mean,
Hmm.
you're gonna have that in life. And I think knowing that, and then knowing what you told me, is basically know your own worth. At the end of the day, just know you did the best you could and know how good you are.
Yeah.
That's probably the most important thing I took out. Is no matter what I do, I just have to know
Nice.
and have confidence in myself.
Yeah. And so just to add on to that, it really is. I feel like like as a young kid growing up, there's a couple ways that you get drawn to baseball, and
Yeah.
the worst one, in my opinion, is like when it's forced upon you, like
Yeah.
whether it's the parent whatever the case might be. Like you're forced into playing, you don't even want to play. The second one is just you see it as a game, and I feel like the kids that keep it a game throughout their career are the ones that end up succeeding the most because they
Mhm.
do take that pressure off of them. They do see the bigger picture of things. And so going into college for me, just to tie it in with you, like knowing your own worth and things going into college, and you can vouch for this as well, is like
Yeah.
you're the new guy. It's basically a fresh start, new program. There's people in front of you. You got to earn everything.
Who are 5 years older than you,
Yep.
mature.
And you start to get caught up in thinking like, yeah, you're not worth enough. And until you do realize and overcome that, you start to make the game fun again, even if you're not getting the most playing time. You just can
Yeah.
enjoy the the process and like being involved in baseball. And especially when you go to college, you start to realize like you got to use baseball and not let baseball use you.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're getting caught up in everything with school and then your new social life, new
Hmm.
girlfriend you have so much going on by yourself. It's hard when everything compounds and then what you think is your only escape is just, you know,
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people that run into like personal issues. Like that's a whole beast in its own.
yeah.
Where especially at the college level, I mean, you got classwork, you got girlfriends, then you got baseball. It's like you got these three different, and then you got family. Like people have their
Yeah.
family issues as well. So you could have three, four different things that you're dealing with all at the same time. And usually you want baseball to be the like outlet from everything
Yeah.
else. And
Exactly.
then when that's not working for you, then it's
You just go
like,
spiral
yeah,
hard.
it's a revolving door of a lot of emotions mixed.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of people that kind of let that like crumble them, and then there's a lot of people that come out of that stronger. And I feel that you are one of those people that did take the time to realize, like you said, your self-worth and overcome
Yeah.
those things. So as you mentioned earlier in the episode when I asked you who are you today, you're talking
Hmm.
about more of a business person. Okay.
Hmm.
What do you see your life, if you can have a kind of picture perfect way of your life moving forward after baseball, what would you say that is panning out to be, or that you're planning it to be?
I don't know. 'Cause like before even going to college, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
I kind of used ball as that almost excuse to go to a certain college. 'Cause I had no idea
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to do precisely. So I kind of got lumped into business because it's just more broad. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Um, I did some internships last summer that I felt like gave me a really good idea into kind of life outside of baseball. You're talking to people who've been in a job for the same for 5, 10 years. You
Mm-hmm.
kind of see how that plays out. And and then I think mainly I just got to keep letting it plan out. I
Yeah.
mean, it's easy to say it's like, oh, like you don't want to plan for anything, but it's just more of I'm just gonna see the people around me. If I
Mm-hmm.
don't like their lifestyle or something like that, then kind of going back, you just gotta know your own worth.
Yeah.
And if you know if you can do better than that, and if you feel like your own worth is more than whatever job you have or whatever like that, I think that's kind of where I'm at.
Fair.
And I can't really say where I perfectly want to be because I don't know.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, to be completely honest, like on my end, I'm still playing and
Yeah,
have conversations every other day with Kendall about, I still I don't want to plan, because then it's kind of like, oh, then I might be leaning towards a negative, like I'm not gonna
yeah,
make it, area, and I don't want to do that. But at the same time, it's kind of like you still got to be smart about things, and it's like I don't want my career to end, and it's just
And then
okay,
you're
now
yeah,
I'm just stuck. What do I do? And so I definitely feel like you're more on that. You have an idea of what you want to do, but you don't want to kind of put yourself in a bubble. You want to be able to still have your choices and kind of see where they take you.
exactly. I want the freedom to know that I'm not stuck on a path.
Gotcha.
That if something goes wrong with that path, I'm not just, oh no, my life's over.
Yeah, exactly. And like yeah, for right now, that's a perfect example because I'm in technically my major is still business accounting,
Hmm.
and I'm at right at that crossroad where I could turn around, I could go into analytics, or I can go into even turn around and go into entrepreneurship or management. I can go into a different field. And part of me, the reason that I haven't gone back to school is because I don't want to commit to something that I'm not sure I want to carry out.
Yeah,
And therefore I might want to go to a different major or within the same field, but a different major that allows me to have more options.
yeah.
So
I think you won't really know until, I mean, you won't really know what you want to do until you kind of get a like a base level. I mean, you don't know like I didn't know the business environment. Like I didn't
hmm
know like why are you doing it that? Oh, because you have to. Like I don't.
yeah,
I didn't understand a lot of this stuff. So I mean, I didn't understand a lot about business and stuff like that until I actually took a. I mean, it sounds very basic.
yeah,
Like, oh yeah, you didn't know because you got an internship, but you really don't know. I mean, school does not do necessarily justice.
yeah. Is that it? No, 100%. I agree with that. All right, we're gonna try to wrap this up in the next 10 minutes. All right.
Yeah, play some
Okay.
COD, dude.
So before we move on to the last segment, a little special segment I got for you. Um, Last thing I want to say is, do you have any regrets in regards to just baseball? I'm gonna share mine. Mine is I mentioned this to your dad. I don't know if this ever came to you. I don't believe I ever mentioned it to you. But after my freshman year at Fresno, there was
Mhm.
like a lot of talk within my family of me not going back to Fresno, to either
Mhm.
going to a different school. A lot of people were telling me to go to JUCO and just get drafted the next year. What I wanted to do, and I don't necessarily regret that I didn't do it, but what I actually wanted to do was I was going to go play with you. I wanted to go to Monterey Bay. And during my draft process, I used that as leverage because I told them they try to use the, oh, you don't want to sign for this, then what are you gonna do? Go back and play at Fresno? And I said, no, I'm not going back to Fresno regardless. Like if I don't sign, I'm gonna go transfer. And I was gonna go transfer to Monterey Bay. The reason I don't necessarily regret that is because there's kind of this butterfly effect that could have happened
Yeah,
where if I did make that decision, then maybe my baseball career wouldn't go where it is now, or I would never meet my girlfriend.
yeah.
There's a whole bunch of different things that can happen if I did make that decision. So I don't necessarily regret it. But is there anything that you regret or something that you wish you could have done something? And do you believe that if you did that, there would be a different kind of butterfly effect?
I wouldn't say I regret anything up till college, but I think what I regret the most is not really playing. Like when I did play, I didn't really play confident. I mean, I had really bad anxiety my first couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
and not until like my last year, I didn't feel, I didn't finally realize, just say F it and just
Mm-hmm.
play and have fun. And I think I just let it get too big almost. Again, let people kind of talk you down and all that stuff. So I think the only thing I really regret is just saying F it earlier. That I felt like I just thought too big picture and didn't really just think about having the most fun.
Yeah.
That's what I regret the most.
So you would say just for your first like 2 years,
Probably
two,
even three,
three, yeah,
especially because I wasn't playing that much. And I think, and I don't really regret it not happening because now I can tell other people
Yeah.
because I know other
Exactly.
people have this issue, and I think that's. I mean, it's a give and take, right? You have to
Mm-hmm.
know how it feels before you can tell other people.
Exactly.
So I feel
And
like I would change it.
yeah. So with that being said, I mean, in my head, just as quickly as I can possibly process it, it's kind of like, what if you did go in and you did have that mentality? Would you later then, like, would it push back you finding like your self-worth? Do you think that would happen if you came in overly confident?
I think it would make me too attached to baseball, if anything.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if I like went off for my whole time there and I didn't get drafted because it's hard to get drafted out of a D2,
Mm-hmm.
like I'd be like, oh man, maybe I should do indie ball, and then just kind of get stuck on a route that kind of puts me back a few years.
Yeah.
And I think the experience I've had, I know that it's not a forever thing, and I know I have to eventually go into something that I want to do. So I think the biggest, I probably just get too attached to it almost.
Okay. All right. So off of the serious subjects, all right. This segment is we're gonna call this segment being backpicked.
Ooh, good pickup, snap, throw back to first. Got him.
All right. So I'm gonna fire off. I wrote them down. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up some stuff, and then I'm also gonna fire off some questions.
Okay.
Some of them are gonna be generic. Some of them you're gonna get a little blindsided by. Okay.
Okay. Well,
So the first thing that we're gonna bring up, some there's some on the overlay I got for you.
oh
Okay.
no.
But they're not bad. You want to know what they are? It just says it got your picture, cheesing
Good.
with full beard.
Good. Looking
It's,
cute.
it
Good.
says your Monterey Bay Otters. Senior year of high school, your batting average was. Do you know what it is? Or was?
You said the other day, I don't remember.
355. Pretty
You're
impressive.
right. I absolutely raved.
Your sophomore year of college was your best year. Batting average 312. And favorite MLB team, the Giants. That's still okay. Okay. That's what's on the overlay. Okay. What I got here, I got from Max Preps.
Oh no. Not Max Rhodes.
For some reason, it's only 2 years on varsity. I thought you played 3.
Nope, just 2.
No, 2. Political. He should have been at least 3.
We went through 3 coaches. My stretch.
All
My
right.
stretch.
So these are accumulative of both years. Okay.
Okay.
Batting average 314. Runs 34. Hits 54. RBIs 16. Doubles 10. 0 triples, 0 home runs. Walked 14 times and only struck out 13 times. Does that sound correct? Is any
I had one. What was it? Easter tournament home run.
so it didn't count because it wasn't.
There's an asterisk by the front column.
Okay. Did they count non-conference games in these stats? Do you believe there's 56 games total in 2 years?
I feel like I've only struck out 13 times.
I want to know whether it was in high school or not. So before your college, okay?
Oh.
What is your biggest achievement statistically? What would you say?
So I have 2.
Yeah.
One goes against your college one. My first achievement was probably the first home run I've hit.
Okay.
Wood bat tournament against Ty and Brooks's team in Reno. And they're complaining like, "Oh, dude, the fence is short. You're in Reno." I remember like, "Did you hit a home run that game? Did you hit it, Jack?" A wall scraper first one. I love that one. And then probably my favorite statistical achievement was first year summer ball, college summer ball.
Okay.
I'm like 5 for 5 triple away from the cycle. Dude made a diving stop to keep it in front of him. To end, so no, 5 and 5, 2 singles, a double. No, 3 singles, a double, and a jack. Triple away.
Yeah.
I know.
All right, mine that I have on my screen here. My favorite achievement is 11 outfield assists my senior year of high school. That's a sneaky one.
That's tough, dude.
Yeah, that
no one gets thrown out.
Fun fact of that is 4 of them were throwing guys out at first base.
Dude, you didn't have to bully them.
From right field.
Dude,
All right,
that's bullying.
That's my flex. I'm more proud of that than getting drafted.
What about? Oh no, because you bragged about like a month how you and your buddy had 27 strikeouts in like a playoff game. You and your buddy combined 21.
No. That was me and Tyler.
In high school, I thought in high school you.
Yeah, no, that was me and Tyler Gums. We face each other in playoffs. We both pitched 9 innings of extras, and we both got a no decision. We both threw 9 innings shutouts in high school, and we both got to take
high school playoff
first round. And we had no business being in playoffs my junior year. We were 13 and like 17 or 21 or something like that, and we made playoff as the last seed. Yeah,
that should be impossible.
So that was the play-in game, and then they just got smoked. We would have got smoked the next round anyways. So, but I did no. The reason I was bragging about it is because it was, him and we were really good. He played on our team, obviously, but just to have that experience like with him against someone, because you're not gonna like it's not a good story if I won or he won, but the fact that neither one got the decision, stupid. So I actually wrote down what I believe your biggest achievement is. Easter Tournament 2014. You struck me out.
Oh, I remember that.
And that was my first strikeout of the year. And that was like 20 games in.
I ever threw.
Huh?
That was probably one of the badder knuckles I've had.
Yes. So a little story on that. Devin was not a pitcher.
I mean, I shoved, but I didn't pitch.
He didn't pitch. He was not a pitcher. And the only thing he could throw was a knuckleball.
I could not throw a curveball.
If he threw anything else, it was gonna get hit.
Okay, let's not act like I was.
And the only reason he got the 2 strikes is because I fouled them off.
Strategically.
And we run ruled you guys, so the umpire expanded the zone. But he throws a knuckleball that literally started at my knees, and I took it, and it still ended at my knees because it did not move at all. It just spun.
Hit him with the fake.
So yeah, he hit me with the fakie on that one.
I think your dad was so mad.
Oh yeah, he was so mad. I don't understand. I don't know why he was mad. I think he was more mad because it was you struck me out for the first time.
It was. He's like, no way.
So here, we talked about this before this call, but I knew this before you told me. You also played goalie for the high school, and you played soccer for what, 8 years, probably?
Yeah, like rec soccer, so it wasn't like anything special.
So
I only played one game.
I had this written down before you told me that you wanted this on your little overlay, and you wanted me to say that you were a beast JV soccer player.
Only give up 1 goal.
This just adds fuel for my question.
Oh no.
How did you let the worst player on the team break your wrist?
First of all, he was one of the better players in the team. He was a sophomore.
You told me he was the smallest and worst player on your team.
No, that is absolute lies. Forgot his name, but he was a bigger kid. I mean, he was skinny because it's soccer, but he was one of the taller kids. We're doing PK practice after my first game. Balled out my first game. PK practice. and instead of going top hand under, where you get your power arm diving, it hit my bottom hand and just like barely fractured, just like a hairline fracture. I saved it in practice, but that was the end of my soccer career.
Yeah.
Practice PK.
Had to hang him up after that.
I'd hang up the boots, Hang up. I heard.
Next question. So you're at Monterey Bay right now. You've been there for 4 years. Redshirt is your first year.
Been there forever.
You said you might not go back for your 5th year?
6th year because of Corona redshirt.
Gotcha. How much would you say you what's your height and how much you weigh?
That was easy. 5'10", 170.
Oh, 170.
That's what it says, right? That's what it should say.
It says you're 5'10" and 150.
No, that was they did not change my sophomore. Wait, I put
Hey, I'm just telling you what the stats say.
See what I'm saying? All political. All political, dude.
All right. Who's your favorite coach?
Ever?
Gotta be careful.
I have to be very careful.
Yeah, you gotta be very careful with this.
Okay. Favorite coach? I mean, I feel like the most I learned was probably from like when I was like 9 years old. I just see you wrapping around over there.
Sorry, I had to turn the light on.
I was probably like 9 years old, scrub, and my coach Tony was my AAA coach, and then next year he picked me up for majors. So that's the reason why I was on the Giants, was because of Coach Tony.
Nice.
And I mean, like, he knew nothing about baseball. Let's get that straight. But it was just kind of like, it was just fun for like you're 9 years old and like everyone else is. I was a young major player. I was the younger end. Everyone was old, like 12. I was 10. And it's just cool. Just how he kind of like, I don't know, he's like a tough coach too.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, I have fond memories. And it's also just kind of like the Little League stuff too.
Gotcha.
Also, it's the safest answer.
You better hope Marky Mark doesn't watch this.
I know. That's why I had to go.
You better hope Terry doesn't watch this. Dude, how are you not going to pick your own dad?
Because that's cheap. That's not fun. It's not fun to see my own dad. Yeah, my dad. He was the best. I say off the field coach.
All right. Who's your best friend? Gonna hurt some feelings here.
So, I have a core group of friends.
Yes, I know the core group.
I thought about this. I thought, who would be my best man? And honestly, I cannot give you an answer.
I can't give you one either.
And I think it'd come down to who I think is the best at organizing and playing events. So I think I'd have to see. I can't give you an answer. I cannot. I have different relationships with all 5 or 6 of you guys. Like, I can't give you an answer.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I got like, you're probably my closest, like, as of now, you're my like longest kind of friendship, but definitely through baseball. And then my buddy Jake back home, he's got to be up there. So, but if you got signed, the opportunity to play, who would you want to get signed by?
Who's the best minor league program? Probably not the Twins. Maybe the A's. Probably the A's. Then they'll just trade me if I get good.
Not the Giants, huh?
No. Well, actually, no. I'm not. I'd rather go A's.
Okay, that's a good thing.
I'd choose one. Because like Giants, what? I'll get stuck. I want to get traded.
Oh, you're gonna get stuck in the Giants organization?
Facts. River Cats, dude. It's where you go to never play again.
I don't want you to to get in trouble here.
Uh-oh.
But I'm gonna read off some stats here.
Uh-oh.
In your second year at Monterey Bay,
Yeah,
you
rigged. Can't say.
batted 467.
Oh, that was my redshirt freshman year. So I
Oh,
had like 10 at bats.
okay. You had 15. You had 7 hits and 15 at bats.
Crazy.
The next year, you batted 312 in 48 at bats, and you made 14 starts between 11 at second and 3 at short. Why don't you think you were a starter with those numbers? Was there defensive difference?
So I'll go through the years. First year is my redshirt year, my redshirt freshman year. I can understand that we had a senior shortstop. I can understand that. My second year, yeah, redshirt sophomore year, that team was really good. Like, I came in after 2 injuries. Do I believe I should have gone in before the second injury? Yeah, but I mean that team was really good. Both those guys who played over me were pretty good. You didn't go over the third year's numbers, but um,
No, I know, but that's besides the point.
those are my first 2 years. Yeah,
Yeah,
those were the first 2 years. I understood why. Third year is probably the most controversial one I had.
yeah. So just I'll throw those out there. You had 16 appearances and 5 starts your third year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so okay, that answers it. But just play it safe more. Just I just want to know if there was more of like a maybe like a personal like issue, like maybe like with the coaches, just like they just maybe you did something that rubbed them the wrong way, and
I didn't feel that the first 2 years. I understood the team. I mean, the team. This my second year was. Um, we won the conference. We were the number 1 team in the region. Like that team was really good,
okay,
and I basically filled the role of when people got hurt. Did I believe I should have kept playing after we came back? Maybe. Like we had
yeah,
like 6 region, but it's besides the point.
so all
But
right,
no.
okay. Um, what's your favorite game of all time? Video game.
Probably Halo 3,
Halo 3.
just because of the memories.
The first game I played with you was Halo 3. You taught me how to play Halo 3.
I
Um,
had
you got 4 people. Pick for your
uh,
or 3 people, including you, or 4 people, including you. You got 3 others. Who are you picking up to play Warzone?
I mean, this is not going to hurt any feelings because everyone. You, Adam. This fourth role is a utility role.
Utility.
Utility, and I think Nick knows his role best out of anyone out of our squad. I think Nick knows his role.
Yeah.
I trust Nick not going off on his own.
Okay. That's respectable. It's hard to find people that aren't necessarily the most skilled and will admit that they're not the
This
most skilled and
Nick
will
knows his
accept
role.
the role that they're given. Okay.
That's a team player.
But at the same time, that just kind of goes back to the earlier, kind of 3 of your best friends. The vibes are there, or what? Is that you're going more on the friendship more than the competition,
No, Nick,
or
100%.
you don't have
100%.
you don't have any more friends that play Call of Duty?
I don't play anyone with Warzone.
Okay,
No, Nick solely because he knows his role.
okay. I'm not gonna get hurt if you don't pick me for this next one because it would require me to play on Xbox, and
Uh,
I can't do it. If the new Halo that comes out drops a BR, who is going to be your duo?
I'll tell you, I'm not playing.
You're not going to play it?
Buy the news Halo. Probably won't play this new one either.
Really?
Halo ruined my childhood, and they ruined it.
Really?
That's a hot take. That's the hottest of takes. Because I will not play it.
Isn't it continuing Master Chief story?
Dude, I don't know. I didn't play the last one. That's yeah.
All right.
Expect that. Didn't expect that.
All right. I had in the intro, I said that you would be found in a Modern Warfare lobby catching
Facts.
some pedophiles.
Facts. You probably have to clarify the
Who
reason.
who is Chris Hansen and why is he your gamer tag?
Chris Hansen is the host of Dateline and NBC. To Catch a Predator. Great man. Hero.
Hero? Okay.
Hero of mine. And I just think, when you're in the COD lobbies, there's a lot of sus language. A lot of rude comments and usernames. And I feel like who else would clean it up other than Chris Hansen? So I want to embody his spirit, his energy when I go into the game.
Okay, there you have it. Chris Hansen. If you see him in your Modern Warfare lobby, you know what's gonna happen. So
Yeah, be scared.
He's coming for your head.
Be scared.
All right. Do you remember the first trip to Snow Globe and somebody had been drinking a little bit?
Okay, I forgot about elevation, but yeah,
Oh, it was elevation. Okay.
100% elevation.
Do you want to clarify who the vampire is? Or is that a I plead the fifth?
My current girlfriend was considered a vampire when I first met her.
Oh, I thought you gave her the nick. I thought you.
I did.
Oh,
I gave
okay.
her
Okay.
by me. She was considered by me.
Oh.
That's how she was known to my friend group as a vampire.
You're just gonna leave it at that?
Yes.
Okay. First encounter.
With her,
Yeah.
party. It was a baseball party. I went to go trash talk with my friends who was talking to a group of girls. I was gonna, ruin it for him because he's not a gamer.
Yep.
Gonna talk, introduced her to the friends of the girl he's talking to, blah blah blah. My girlfriend, I don't know, we started talking trash to each other, and all I remember is she attacked me. I got attacked. Yeah, I got attacked, and didn't get her name.
Oh, did not get a name.
I think I got her Snapchat only. I did not get her name.
Did you not get her name, or you didn't remember her name?
Probably didn't remember. I probably got the name, but probably didn't remember.
Gotcha.
And then got the Snapchat.
Nice.
Met her a second time at a different party. Kind of the same happening. And she would give me her Instagram. No. Yeah, she gave me her Instagram, and then she'd be like, "Oh, haha, this is awkward. We should might as well just text." So I didn't have to ask her.
She initiated it. She initiated everything.
100%.
100%.
I don't care what she says. I don't care what she tells you. I was too what? I was too hard to not look at.
Okay. You're a good looking guy. I'll give you that. All right. The last question I have. We might have to cut this one out.
Oh.
This one's just an inside joke between you and I, okay?
Okay.
Would you like to elaborate on who Megan Huff is?
Oh my gosh, that's so far in the back of my brain.
Did you remove that name from your memory bank?
I remember that whole encounter.
Because I would love for people to kind of hear the little backstory on this individual.
I gotta remember. I think I got slid into my Facebook DMs or whatever they were.
Facebook.
I think so. Whatever it was at the time.
Back time, yeah, it probably was. I don't think Instagram had DMs at that time.
No, I don't know. She was weird. I mean, I think it was like weird. Like when I think
Okay.
about it,
Let's get the quick overview of what happened,
first
how it
kiss,
ended.
sports chalet.
Sorry,
How it ended.
repeat that. Repeat that.
Yeah, my first kiss in sports chalet. I think it was chalet or
First kiss
sorority. I
with
think
her or first kiss
in general.
ever?
In general.
Okay.
In
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
no, yeah, ever sports chalet. I think it was the baseball aisle. It's pretty cool. Well, I think she's been like sus. We were supposed to go to. I think it was my sophomore year of high school, and we were supposed to go to like what? It wasn't prom. It was like
Homecoming.
it might have
Winter
been homecoming.
formal.
I think it was homecoming.
Okay.
And she's being sus. I'm like, I really don't want to go. And I just told her I wasn't gonna go, and I stayed home. And that's how it ended. I've not talked to her since.
No, I know. So the reason I brought her up is because you played at that time. There was a lot of guys from Wood Creek High School, and you were at Roseville High School. Now I had moved back and I was up in Yuba City.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone on our team that went to Wood Creek High School and the kids that went to the middle school that was feeder in the Wood Creek High School knew who she was.
I had no idea.
And this person, I'm saying, I'm being dead ass like serious.
I know
like you just brought her to a game and we were like, dude, where did this person even go? Like, this person completely fell off the face of the earth and then just reemerged as your girlfriend. And then, it wasn't official.
No.
The first kiss didn't make it official.
No, we weren't going steady.
Oh, okay. And I just remember it was me, and I believe it was like Dylan Spezia and Will Hammond were like, yo, she's sketch. Like, this is not, like, I don't approve of this. And like, I just remember like your dad was like, yeah, they just started hanging out. I don't know. I don't even know who she is. I've never heard her.
I was heartbroken at the time, dude.
But yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry you had to relive that.
That was deep, man. Like, I don't even remember that much. She was sus. That's all right. She was sus.
Yeah, but
you know what? You live and you learn.
And at the time, she didn't go to Roseville, right?
No, she went to Wood Creek, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's funny though. I just wanted to. You could decide if you want that in there or not. I just wanted to kind of relive that with you because I know that's a funny story.
Dude, I went through some sketch phases in high school. I had some sketch people come into my life.
Yeah, and I wasn't there, dude. I didn't go to high school with you. I don't know those stories. I don't know what happened.
Dude, there's so much like blocked in my memory by just iron doors that like Adam or Nick would have to.
I know. I was thinking about reaching out to them to try to get some ammo, but I thought I had enough ammo.
Ammo. It's a tank killer.
All right, we're gonna end it there. I'm sure we'll probably do this again, talk about some other things. I'm sure there's a lot of things that we kind of scanned over, but I do appreciate you taking the time.
No problem. I'm glad I can be your test dummy, figure everything out.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
See you, man.
See ya.